I wanted to talk about something that if you are buying a house, it seems so black and white and so straightforward that it oftentimes is just written into the contract but not really discussed. And it's three things that I want to talk about. Those are your final walkthrough, your closing date, and your possession date. Those are three different things that will happen at different times. In the contract, the only thing that's listed is your closing date and your possession date. So let's pretend that you buy a house and your closing date is September the 1st. And your possession date is after closing. Oftentimes it will be 5 o'clock the day of closing. So let's say that you go to sign your paperwork at 9 a.m. on September 1st, but you don't take possession of your new home until 5 p.m. on the same day. You also have the right, and you should do a final walkthrough before you go in and sign your final paperwork. And here's where the part gets a little bit gray, because oftentimes buyers think that if they are going to close and they do their final walkthrough, that the house should be empty and clean before that happens. But that's not necessarily the case. Go back to your contract and see what time it says possession is. If your contract possession says 5 p.m., that means that your sellers have until 5 p.m. on that day to get the house empty and clean for you. So if you're doing your final walkthrough, say the night before, don't be surprised if there are boxes and movers and a little bit of craziness going on because people are moving out before you close. That is not unusual, and I wanted to point that out. If you want to have the house completely empty and clean before you do your final walkthrough, your realtor will have to negotiate either closing later in the day or making sure that the contract says the home will be vacated and clean prior to final walkthrough. So hopefully this has helped. It is an area that's been a gray area, and it's something that I wanted to bring up. Have a great day.